Right, here we go. Welcome to another video. I've got a new tent. We're taking a look at the brand new Sea to Summit Alto. We're taking a look at the brand new Sea to Summit. We're taking a look at the brand new Sea. So I've got a new tent, the Sea to Summit Alto TR2, 2 years in the making from Sea to Summit. It's their first foray into the world of tents. I was just looking for a new tent. The reason being is that the Hilleberg it's the Rolls Royce, it's lovely, but I feel like it's just, there's too many people who have it now. I feel like if you're into wild camping, there are certain scenes in wild camping that if you don't have a Hilleberg, you don't know what you're on about, or you've not reached that pinnacle. And I think it's nonsense, really. So I'm just trying to buck the trend, and I didn't want to just be another sand-coloured Hilleberg on the side of a mountain. I wanted to look for something a little bit different, and so I set out looking for a two-man tent, and after a lot of research I found this, the Sea to Summit Alto TR2. And this is how it came, in 2 parts. Pretty nifty. I've had it out, I've put it up and had a bit of a look round it and tested it out a little bit. I've not done any overnighters in it. Looking forward to doing some overnighters in it. I'm just going to set it up here in the garden and show you some of the cool features, because it has got some amazing features. Look how it comes. It comes in this fancy bag with these clips on, and you can undo the clips. So you undo the clips and it comes into three parts there. The fly, the inner, and then the poles. So you can distribute the weight about yourself, perfect for bike packing, or if you're going camping with your friend or your partner or both, you can one each, so there's not a lot of weight to it at all. I will put the specs on screen and I'll put all the information down below. I just want to say that before I get into it, this isn't a sponsored video. I've not been paid to use this tent. I bought it out my own money because I like the look of it and I want something a little bit different. So yeah, it comes in 2 parts, and this turns into something a little bit snazzy, as do the stuff sacks for the outer and the inner, which we'll have a look at. It's got all the instructions there on the bag so you don't get caught out. It comes with this fancy guide. Gives you all the information on how to set up the different formations and the little tricks and tips that you can do with it, which it's got some cool little features which I'll show you. There's a few things that I found a bit niggly. It's a tough one to set up, but we'll have a look. I'm excited to have a new tent. We're not far off being able to use it either. We'll keep that for later. I'll show you what that does later on. It's pretty cool. My concern with a pitch inner first is that if it's pissing it down with rain, you don't want to get the inner wet, like a lot of the MSR. That's what steered me away from the MSR tents. But with this one, you can set it up fly first and then set everything up inside it. And similarly, when you're packing it down, you can pack everything away, keep the fly up, and then pop the fly away. Smells new. Smells new. Peg bag there with a little pocket on the front of it, which has some extra guys in there. Repair kit with instructions. Cool. It was pretty bonkers putting it up, because I've not been flummoxed, but I've not been flummoxed with a tent for many years. It reminds me of when you first start camping. You're like, where's that go? What do they plug that into what? I had no idea, mate. So be warned, it's a tricky one to get your noggin round at first. But like with everything, practice makes perfect. These are all attached, so it's really easy just to clip them all in place. 2 at one side, 1 at the other. Yeah, shotgun, someone's having a shoot. And there you go. It looks pretty bonkers, right? That doesn't even go that way. That, you'd think that goes that way to curve it over, but it doesn't. It goes this way, which helps to create these vertical walls, which give you loads more room inside. So you see this goes that way up. And then there's a green tab, and that just slides nicely on there. These have got little hooks on the edge for these loops to go over. And then similarly to like the Helm 2 and the Hilleberg, it has these clips, so you can clip the inner to the poles. Just not as many of them as the Hilleberg Alac 2, which is good. Look at that, mate. Already you can see. So this is the Stargazer mode, so you can have it like this, really steep walls on either side because of this pole. It's like inverted to create this perfectly straight flat side bit, which is excellent. So these bits now, these reinforced bits with the loops on, one with the green loop on one side and one with grey, so you know which way around it goes, because this attachment here is grey and the other one is green, so you're not end up getting it backwards. So these go on first. I'll let you have a closer look. So these reinforced bits go over and onto there like that. So this is all in with one peg, and then the fly has this, which can either fasten on there like that, or if you don't want the inner, it can just go straight around the pole as well. And you can cinch it all up to get a nice pitch. Right, let's get in here. Let's get in. They are YKK zips, so they are good quality. You've got the one zip there, and then you've got another zip from the top, Velcro as well. Let's roll it up. So this is one of the negative points for me, is this tie-off point. It's not elasticated, which is a bugbear of mine, and because of the nature of the material, it's quite slidey, so that with a bit of wind and what, see how that just falls down like that, so it's kind of, it ends up being pointless really when it's a bit windy. So I've found toggles feel really nice, like a boomerang shaped toggle. Now the inner is elasticated, which is good, just keeps on of it a little bit better, and because this is the mesh isn't as slippy, so it doesn't tend to fall away. You can open both sides as well, and it is a dual entrance tent, so for you and your partner, you're not going to wake each other up when you're going for a slash. Get in pink socks. Are you coming in? Come on. Ah, come on in. So what it does have is that vertical wall, so that you'll be able to sit with your mate like that, side by side, and stare into each other's eyes while you have your pot noodle or whatever. Oh, it feels nice. There's loads of tie-off points in here. You can get a gear loft separately for it, but what I'll do, I think I'll just put some Dyneema cord on, just something to chuck me, get out man, just like Danielson, just something to chuck my socks over and stuff. So I think the gear loft's about 20 quid, and you can get footprints. You can get a smaller footprint just for the bathtub, or you can get a larger one which covers the vestibule area as well, which is what I've gone for. This turns into a light bar. What's a light bar, mate? Hey, there's no such thing as a daft question, mate. Don't you worry about it. Because I'll be honest, I didn't know what a light bar was. But it has these little studs on there, which you can stud on. Come on, light bar, don't let me down in front of lads. What? There you go. And so you put your headlamps and torches in there, and this light will diffuse the light, so you get a nicer light all through your tent. We have the long pockets at either side. There's plenty of room to chuck your stuff in, but check this out. Again, you've got your studs on here. Tell me this isn't a great feature. So not only do you have the one at the side, but you've got this as an extra storage bag. It's got a little bit on the front there to put your whatevers in, and your whatevers in there as well. I don't think it'd be, let me go on this side. Like, you're going to struggle to get 2 airbeds in here. It'll be a very tight squeeze for 2 of you. But for one person, I mean, you could get 2 of you in there if you're going ultralight. But for one person it is perfect. It feels good, it feels roomy. You've got loads of options. You've got the fly only mode, you've got the inner only, you can do the hangout mode, which is where you use your hiking poles or some sticks, and you can create a nice little shelter from the rain where you can hang out with your friends. And as I say, you can roll the fly up, so you can have it for fully dry, you can have it a partial fly mode. There's lots of different modes you can have. I'll be honest, when I first set it up I didn't like it. Well, I did like it, but it frustrated me because I didn't know how to set it up. That was just more frustrating than anything else. I think it's going to get a lot of getting used to setting it up and the different ways of setting it up. But yeah. Eee! Little pink socks on, mate. Oh, what? Not long now until I can take it up into mountains. Right, let's go inside for some final thoughts. Testing. Division 2 footballer Ed, ex-boy band footballer Bonds. My first impressions, as I say, I've put it up a couple of times. The first time was, it was a bit of a noggin scratcher, because normally I'll get a tent and I won't even need to look at instructions, because they often are similar in ways to put up, so it's sort of easy. But this one was a bit of a noggin scratcher at first, especially with the multiple ways to set it up. I love the features. I love that you can use the bags as storage and the pole bag as a light diffuser. I love that you can do the shared carry or just place it around your pack to evenly distribute the weight if you need to, especially with bike packing. That'd be quite handy. The way that the ridge goes up on the outside and creates these vertical walls, it gives a feeling of space when you're in there, like nothing I've had in a tent before, because normally you have that curved roof, but it's sort of straight up, so you can have a couple of you sat there quite happily. And the versatility of it as well. There's so many different things you can do. Having the fly sheet partially rolled up so that you can check out the stars and then get back out. If you can even go to sleep with it, and if you feel a bit of rain, you can get back out, and it's really easy just to chuck the fly back over and attach it back to the attachment points. And it's not until I get out and do multi-day hikes with it and get used to setting it up and taking it down on multi-day hikes, and then maybe I'll take it on a long distance hike, and maybe it'll take over the Lanshan 2 as my lightweight backpacking tent, because it feels like it's good quality when you're in there. It feels light but sturdy. It doesn't feel as sturdy as the Hilleberg. There's something about a Hilleberg that it's robust, but you pay for that in the weight of the thing, because especially when we're coming up to finer weather, the Hillebergs are really quite heavy. So the Alak 2 is like carrying Danny DeVito on my back wherever I want to, you know, up to the top of a mountain. And so I can only do one night, so this tent is perfect for summer multi-day trips, when I just want that little bit of extra room as well. I've got the TR2, it comes in a TR2 Plus as well, so like with the 4-season Hilleberg tents, or like with any 4-season tent, it doesn't have mesh and it has more of a cotton vibe to it to keep the warmth in, and that you'll be able to push it into 4 seasons with that. But then you're gaining a little bit of weight, so it's what you want it for really. And they do an Ultra TR1 and a TR1 Plus, which is the one-man version. That looks really good, and for you ultralight backpackers, that saves a bit of weight as well. I went for the 2 because I like to have a little bit of room, and you never know if you might have someone coming with you at some point, so yeah, it just covered more options for me having the 2-person tent. And then they do the Telos, which is the Telos TR2 and the Telos TR3 even with this one, and that's a self-standing tent. Again, it weighs more, but it all depends on what you want it for, I guess, so you make your own mind up. And that's it. First impressions are, I love it. I love all the extra features, I love all the bells and whistles, but are they just bells and whistles, and how does it perform in driving rain? How does it perform setting it up and taking it down on multi-days when it's wet? Who knows? Stick around to find out, because I'll be using it a lot in the coming months. Yeah, the price, it's not a cheap tent, it's not a budget tent. It was £430 for the TR2. It falls into the more expensive category, like your MSRs and your Big Agneses, and not so much your Hillebergs. They're on another level, aren't they? But yeah, I'd say it's in the upper end of the price spectrum. And that's it. We're going to be allowed out soon to be able to test all our new tents, because I'm sure everybody's been buying tents and buying bits and pieces to use once we're allowed out the gates. And I look forward to it. We're over the hump now, aren't we? We're in arse end of lockdown. You know, I feel for the people that it's taken a toll on, and you know, just because if you haven't felt it personally, it doesn't mean other people aren't struggling. So, as I've always said, just be understanding, mate. Just be a little bit more compassionate and more considerate in these current times. And look after yourselves, as always. It starts with yourself. Look after yourself, then you can maybe look after other people as well. I salute you all, my fellow human beings. Right, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye. Oh, get me back camping, mate. Get me back camping. See you later. Love you. Bye.